beating around the bush, guys. The reality is starting to bite, isn't it? For 14 years, we took Premier League football for granted. But right now, the fixture list is being drafted, the pre-season schedules are being locked in, and West Ham United are preparing for life in the Premier League and in the EFL Championship. Now, it still hurts to say that out loud. And this comes despite a really massively spirited run that we put together in the second half of last season. But we just couldn't undo the damage that we sustained in the first half of last season. And we ended up going down on the final day, despite beating Leeds United at London Stadium 3-0. And when you also align the fact that our direct competitor going into match day 38 for the final relegation place was Tottenham Hotspur, I think it's fair to say that it's a massive, bitter pill to swallow. And I should know because I'm married to a Spurs fan. But if you thought that the summer was just going to be about rebuilding the squad on the pitch, clearing out the deadwood and holding on to our star players, you need to think again, because news has come out that Nuno Espirito Santo has just been dealt a massive, massive off-the-pitch blow in the dugout. Paco, the man who seemed to transform our tactical identity in the second half of last season, he's moving on. So we're going to break down exactly what this means for Nuno, why Paco leaving is potentially a huge disaster for our promotion hopes. And we're also going to have a look back at the absolute chaos that got us into this mess in the first place. Now, before we smash into this absolute car crash of last season, let's just take a 30-second breather. If you appreciate what we do here at the West Ham Massive, do me a massive favour and just gently tap the thumbs up button and give us a hype if you've got one available. This is what spurs the YouTube algorithm into life and gets this content out there to places it might not otherwise get. And once you've done that, if you look on the top left of your screen right now, there is a QR code right there. If you get your device out, give it a quick scan, that will take you straight to our YouTube subscription page. And you can rest assured, subscribing is 100% free of charge. We get no data sensitive information, takes 2 seconds of your day, but it helps to grow the channel and keep things moving in the right direction. Now, while you're there, hit the notification bell. That way you'll be notified of any new content as and when it's uploaded to the channel, and consider sharing this content onto your social media platforms. And get active in the comments right now. Are you confident that Nuno can get us straight back up to the Premier League from the EFL Championship at the first time of asking? So, to understand why losing Paco hurts so much, we also have to look back at the disaster class that was the first half of last season. Now, when Graham Potter came in the season before last, which was obviously of Julian Lopetegui, we probably all thought at the time, okay, he's a top-tier coach, Premier League experience, modern football, this could work. But instead, it was an absolute, unmitigated catastrophe. The tactical identity was completely missing, the players looked utterly lost, and the morale at London Stadium dropped like you know what through a goose. Now, by the time Nuno took to the wheel, the ship wasn't just leaking, it was actively sinking. And let's be honest, Nuno's first couple of months weren't exactly plain sailing either. Remember where we were after 21 games? Well, I'll give you a clue how many points we were adrift. 7 points, that's right. We became the first team to lose in the Premier League to Wolverhampton Wanderers, having lost to them in the League Cup a few months earlier. And we also then went and backed that up with losing a relegation 6-pointer at home to Nottingham Forest. Now, I remember in the immediate aftermath of that game thinking, that's us, we're done. And even when you look at the FA Cup win, which was around that time against Queen's Park Rangers at London Stadium. Now, Queen's Park Rangers, a championship team, not exactly pulling up trees, let's be completely honest about it. Even that took extra time and left us biting our fingernails to the bone. The atmosphere was toxic, the football was turgid, and it felt at the time like Nuno Espirito Santo was completely overwhelmed, out of his depth, by the scale of the mess that Graham Potter had left behind in his wake. But then, right after that shaky QPR Cup game, Nuno Espirito Santo made a little bit of a move that at the time left a lot of us questioning the wisdom of it. He brought in his old Deportivo La Coruña teammate, Paco as a first-team coach. Now, if you're not too sure who he is, he's managed over 500 games in Spain and Mexico. A couple of his clubs included Rayo Vallecano, Cruz Azul, and Ibiza. Now, he's known for playing high-intensity, brave, front-foot football, and the impact when he came in was absolutely instantaneous. All of a sudden, the handbrake came off. We won 3 of our next 4 league games, and instantly that doubled our entire win tally from the first 21 matches of the season. The football became watchable again, and the pressing was sharper, and the counter-attacks were like a starburst of pure explosive energy on the pitch. Total unadulterated flavour and speed after months of absolute blandness. The transitions were quicker, and the players actually looked like they knew what they were doing. Now, here's a little stat for you, just that shows what sort of impact he had when he came into West Ham. After Paco Gemes was hired, we picked up the 6th most points in the entire Premier League. 6th most. Now, I know what you're going to say. If my auntie had you know what, just bear with me, please. But that is European form football. If the season had started when he walked through the door, we'd be talking about looking to another season of Europe. But tragically, the damage that was done under Potter at the beginning of the season, and also Nuno up to the first 21 games, that was too much of a burden for us to bear. We ran out of runway, and despite the incredible spirited fight back in the second half of last season, we succumbed to relegation on the final day. Absolutely heartbreaking. But I think obviously once it was announced that Nuno was staying on, a lot of us thought, okay, if we can keep the bulk of the squad, and obviously Paco as well, he's had a positive impact. We can keep him as well. We've got every chance of ripping it up in the Championship. And that brings us back to the breaking news today, because the dream duo is, by the looks of things, dead. Paco Gemes, it would appear, is not returning to West Ham for the EFL Championship campaign. But we have to remember, he was only brought in on a short-term contract until the end of last season. And because of his close relationship with Nuno, he came in as a bit of a favour to help a mate out that was in a little bit of a pickle. Now, he did help. The stats tell you that. But the reality is, Paco Gemes, he's a number one. He's got over 500 senior matches under his belt as a manager. He was never really going to sit contentedly as an assistant or a first-team coach in the second tier of English football. Now, reports are saying that he is actively hunting for a return to a managerial role, likely back in Spain or somewhere else across Europe, where he can run his own project again. And to be fair, you can't blame the bloke. He came in, his stock has gone massively through the roof because how it would appear he helped to turn our form around, and now he wants to be a boss again. And fair play to him. But from a West Ham perspective, this is absolutely a massive spanner in the works. Nuno now has a monumental task on his hands. He isn't just trying to figure out which players are staying, which ones are jumping ship. He has to completely replace what appears to be the tactical brain behind our second half of the season resurgence last season. Now, the replacement, that appointment is going to be just as crucial as any signing we make on the pitch this summer. Now, his success, Nuno's success at Wolves, when he obviously went in there, they were an EFL Championship club. That success was built on having a highly competent and completely aligned coaching staff. Now, if he brings in a traditional conservative coach to replace Paco Gemes, then I think what we do is we risk reverting back to the slow and turgid football that saw us cut adrift during the course of last season. So we need to get someone in who can maintain that front foot, high pressing energy, because let's be honest, teams in the Championship, they are going to sit deep against us. They are going to treat playing us, especially at London Stadium, like their cup final. So we're going to need some tactical imagination to break them down. And Paco Gemes, would appear, gave us that. Now, we know it's going to be a long and grueling 46-game season. The Championship is an absolute meat grinder, and Nuno has a massive, massive body of work to get through before we kick off in August. It's going to be a bit of a roller coaster, so we need to make sure we're strapped in for the ride. Before you head off, do me a favor, just drop a like on the video and give us a hype if you've got one available. As I say, these are the things that help to spur the old YouTube algorithm into life and get this content out to places it might not otherwise get. And also, don't forget, top left, you've got a QR code. Just get your device out, give that a scan. That'll take you to the subscription page. Subscribing, as I say, is completely free of charge. We don't take any data sensitive information. It takes a couple of seconds out of your day, but it massively helps to grow this channel into something bigger and better down the track. Click the notification bell as well so you never miss a breaking story. Share this on your social media platforms. And as I say, get your comments in the section below. We'll see you again soon. Come on, you Irons.